Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide.
What are we doing today, guys?
Not the TV guide.
What is not the TV guide, Grant?
Well, it's actually seems to be a film guide as well at the moment. So it's not every kind of form of media guide now, isn't it? Out there.
And we'll have to expand the title to Not the TV and Film Guide. And perhaps if we start listening to radio dramas, Amanda.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? Should we call
Yeah.
it Not the TV Guide and Radio Guide and God knows what else, right? So,
Yeah.
so anyway, everyone introduce us. I'm Andy Ent, poet, ambient musician, podcaster. Amanda, who are you?
I'm Amanda Nicholson,
Who is Amanda Nicholson?
podcaster, copywriter, storyteller.
All round layabout, basically.
Yeah.
And Grant.
I'm Grant Kerno. I'm an alternative comic / tragic novelty folk singer and an amateur Time Lord. So yeah, I do a lot.
You better tell people, obviously, we get onto our podcast today, what's been good, what's been happening to you this past month, because you've got news, haven't you?
Yes, I've released my debut album on Good Friday, March 29th. So it's now available on all digital streaming platforms. Grant Kerno, Troubles of an Amateur Time Lord, 13 quirky tracks they can now stream and enjoy. Yeah, so yeah, I'm really happy with it. Sounds good. And we did a podcast and we were talking about it. It's going to be released soon. So yeah,
we did. We had a hoot with that as well, but that's unspoken label for another day. Not the whatever guide we'll call it today. Then is going to start off with a film today. Okay, now, yes, now this is Grant's fault. This one, isn't it, Amanda?
Yeah.
Why is it your fault? This film, Grant?
Well, when I first heard about this film, it's a Jason Statham film called The Beekeeper. I thought this looks absolutely dreadful, but I thought, I'll give it a try because I quite like Jason Statham when I've seen him in films like Crank and and the Fast and Furious films. He can be entertaining, can't he? So I thought, I'll give it a go. And you know what? I absolutely loved every second of it. It was so stupid, but also incredibly fun. And I just loved the concept of a secret CIA agent whose code name is the Beekeeper, while his part-time hobby is being a beekeeper, and he seems to wipe out the hive and protect the queen at all costs. So, It was everything bee related. It was fantastic.
It was absolutely, pardon me, mental. Now, I'll read out a couple of sentences I've grabbed off another website to give people a clue what it's about. Adam Clay, Jason Statham, lives a quiet life as a beekeeper. Secretly, he is a retired operative from a mysterious, off-the-books government agency known as Beekeepers. When an elderly friend dies by suicide after being scammed, Clay revounds revenge on the scammers. A bloody mission that takes him all the way up to the top.
Yeah, when Andy said, Grant's told us we should watch this film, I was like, do I have to? So then I got the drink and the crisps in. I thought, this is going to be difficult to watch, but I was pleasantly surprised.
Did you both think that at least the first part of the film was very John Wick Chapter 1, really, wasn't it? The first 20 minutes or so when all the bees got assassinated.
Yeah. It was like a cross between Reacher and John Wick with the witty one-liners and they're just randomly killing everybody.
There wasn't the topless shower scenes of Reacher. There was.
Don't start that one.
I don't think of Jason Statham like that.
You're not thinking of him that way. No.
Well, what got me with this was, you're right, both right. I really wasn't expecting much on this, but then as soon as the bees got slaughtered, I thought, John Wick territory. Yeah, well, it's John Wick. But I generally did like the bit about all the scammers in the call center things.
Oh yeah, that was cool. Yeah, they're generally just horrible people, aren't they? People who scam off, it's like the people who target your mums, isn't it? Really much. You were like, just retired people who just, got nothing to do all day, and then they get these told that that they've got to transfer, they've got something wrong with their bank account or stuff like that, and end up transferring their fortune. So yeah, so he had a good cause, didn't he? And he really had to extinguish the hive, didn't he, of all the evil out there.
He absolutely demolished him, he did. It was pretty full on that bit. But I was saying the full film was actually, particularly when he took out the first call centre, didn't he? Went in there, it was absolutely mental. it was. It just got madder and madder at the film as
It
it went
really,
along.
it really escalates, doesn't it?
And you know what I really liked about it was you can see the bit where when Jeremy Irons came in it, he was a serious known actor anyway.
Yeah.
He felt like he was doing the Ian McShane role from
Oh, he
John
was.
Wick.
Yeah.
Just bringing in a classic, real good actor to add a bit of chewing the scenery sort of thing. And,
Yeah.
and I also did like the fact he had real good cameos in it as well from Gemma Redgrave as the American president. And I've seen her in plenty of other stuff. And I also like Minnie Driver. Minnie Driver cropped up in it briefly as well.
Yeah, she did, didn't she? Yeah. And I think the guy from the Hunger Games was in it, wasn't he? He was a spoiled kid. Can't remember the actor's name, but yeah, he was like the co-protagonist, isn't he, with Katniss? I can't remember. I think he's like a love interest, isn't he? I can't remember. It's been ages since I've seen him, but I recognised him from it. Yeah.
It was Josh Hutcherson.
Okay, that's him. Yeah.
Yeah, and do you remember him, Amanda, from the Hunger Games?
No.
I bet. this is where we're hot off the presses now because Amanda's seen the Hunger Games films. Peter Mellick.
That's it, Peter. That's it. Yeah, I remember now.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
I've never seen the first one, the Hunger Games. It was like there's been about another 10 of them since, and I've just lost interest.
Yeah, I've stopped watching.
But I know. Should we say honestly? Did you both generally enjoy it? And did you think, is there a chance of being a sequel to this film?
I think it was set up to have a sequel.
Yeah, 100%. They got to do a sequel. I loved it. I've got to admit, like what I also loved was the cheesy bee puns in it. That was just amazing.
It was ridiculous. That was. He kept throwing them in all the time, like protecting the hive. And it was just got the stage. But blimey.
But my favorite moment is when the villain, like, he instead of killing him, just stops to say, "To be or not to be."
Oh,
answer the bloody question. And then he goes,
no.
"I choose to be," and then throws it in their heat. That was absolutely amazing. Choose to be.
It got ridiculous. All those bee comments and hive comments, didn't it? So
yeah.
Was there another scene that stuck in your head in this film, Amanda?
No, off the top of my head. I was hoping he'd turn up somewhere and go, "You killed my bees, prepare to die."
You pretty well got that, didn't you? When he got to the presidents at the end of it and discovered it was the president. Oh no, we're giving spoilers away here. So I'll keep off it. When we got to the presidents,
Queen Bee,
the Queen Bee in the White House, and that just went absolutely off the planet.
Yeah.
Silly that did.
Yeah, loved it.
No, yeah, definitely, definitely a good film for drink. Definitely has to show with it. So
yeah.
That's what I've got. Nothing else I want to say about it. Is either anything one of you two want to add further?
No,
I thought it was a pleasant surprise, and yeah, I think if you just want to watch a fun film, it's a good action. If you're a fan of John Wick, I think you'll like this.
Yeah,
probably not as classy as John Wick, but it's still fun, and the action scenes are fun. It's funny, and it's a quite like as I said, like the villains that you just want them to be beaten the crap out of by him, don't you? So yeah, it's fun watching that.
I'd be interested to see if Statham does a sequel of this fairly quickly because I know he's going to be in the Fast and Furious 11, isn't he, when it's out next year by all accounts. And I did hear talk of another Expendables film on the way as well, with him and Stallone again.
I hope
not. I've only watched the first one of that, so I can't comment. Right. By the way, let's give it some markings then. Amanda.
8.5.
Ooh.
Go on then, 8.5 as well.
Yeah, I'll say the same. Fun.
Yeah, and people wondering our rules of ratings. Anything above a 7 is go and see it. So 8.5 is get it on, right? So right, okay. Amanda, what are we doing next? I'll let you choose.
Dick Turpin, I think. The completely made up adventures of Dick Turpin.
Yeah, now you've not seen this, Grant, have you? So unless you're surprised.
It didn't interest me at all, sorry.
Fair enough then.
Two words, Noel Fielding. That was
Fair enough. And yeah, well, people wondering, this is a new comedy series featuring Noel Fielding from the Mighty Bosch. Yeah, and I presume you don't like the Mighty Bosch, and did you, Grant, at all then?
No, I did actually quite like it, but I just don't. I've just found him a bit tiresome over the years. I just don't really like him anymore. Yeah, prefer Julian Barrett. I prefer him to Noel.
Yeah.
But
That's fair enough. And so, should I read out to you both what The Guardian have said about the completely made-up adventures of Dick Turpin?
Yeah.
Go on.
England, 1735, reads the opening caption. Second caption adds just before bedtime. And with that, plus the title, The Completely Made-Up Adventures of Dick Turpin, and the knowledge that Noel Fielding is playing the eponymous role, we should all know exactly where we stand and what exactly is to be delivered. Slightly chaotic, whimsy, sweet silliness with a vague air of, will this do? What do you think, Amanda, to that description? Do you agree?
Yeah, I thought it was completely bonkers in a good way.
What got me with this, Grant, was, and I'll let you see if you can tell me if you've got any questions you want to ask, was the comedy, the people that are in it. They have some quite serious, quite good actors in it as well.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, Dave Foolish from Shameless was in the first episode.
Oh, yeah.
And he had a great death scene. Hugh Bomerville was in Bob Arthur series. Jessica Hines also cropped up. And have you heard I heard of Dolly Wells?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. She was in like Dracula or something?
I think it was Dracula. It was Dracula, and she cropped up
in
in
it
as well.
Her. She's funny. Yeah.
So, like I said, it was the best way to describe it with me, and I'll let Amanda say what she wants to say in a minute, is if anyone's watched the almost forgotten Richard O'Sullivan series from 1980 of Dick Turpin, this ain't it. Amanda.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about one of my favourite episodes, which is called The Unrobbable Coach, where everyone keeps saying that only an imbecile would rob the unrobbable coach until one of the people in Dick Turpin's gang ends up being the coach driver because they try to rob it. So then to rescue him, they find this mitten that you can use without having to become the coach driver. And then the leader thinks of the coach and ends up being made the coach driver. And then Dick Turpin gets his own back by going on, and the imbecile would wear those mittens. She should have worn these mittens. And it turns out the mittens he's given him are knitted one, and he's actually kept the mittens.
Yeah, the full series is pretty well like that. So, have we persuaded you to want to watch it yet, Grant?
No. Was Noel a good dick? That's a question I've got for you.
Oh God, there's so many dick jokes in there.
It was in the first 10 minutes. It was when the governor said, "I want this dick in my hands now."
You're actually making me want to watch it now.
It was a subtle ton of bricks, Grant. Honestly, this TV program was, like I said, it is. Depends what you do, like if you take it serious or not. Like we had a laugh watching it, but I'm not going to say it was a masterpiece. Would you say it was a masterpiece, Amanda?
No, but I wasn't interested in watching the original series. It's all serious because it's not my thing. This is more my thing.
I think what swung it for Amanda Grant was when she watched it was as soon as that reference came about, I want this dick in my hands now. Did that swing it?
And he was quite camp as well, and he kept winning people over by like offering to make clothes for them and stuff like that.
Oh,
the good for me was it? Seriously, was if it had been an hour-long episodes or 45-minute episodes, it'd have been too much. But each episode's 23, 24 minutes.
Oh, okay, that's fine, isn't it? Yeah.
I think it'd been too much over an hour. But yeah, is there anything you want to ask us about it, Grant?
No, I'll say really because it's quite hard, isn't it, with like comedy, even though you're not really particularly interested in from the trailers or all that. But if it actually, would you say it's funny overall? Though, would you say it's entertaining enough to make you laugh?
Yeah, I think so. In a juvenile way.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's nothing like the Richard O'Sullivan thing in 1980. Yeah. I grew up watching that.
No, you showed me the opening of that, and I wasn't interested in it at all.
It was appalling. Now it was. It ruined my own childhood. That did, Grant. Honestly,
did it? I'll have to YouTube it when I get off here.
Yeah, get off and go and watch it. I watched the first episode. Oh dear. It was. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say was it was one of the things that hadn't dated well over 40 years.
Because when I think of it, Dick Turpin, I just think of Adamant, as Stand and Deliver.
Yeah. Which I'm old enough to remember that, unlike you two kids, right? So, always remember that. That got banned by the Top of the Pops for weeks. Is they wouldn't show the hanging scene on it. And it wasn't even on it. Well, yeah. But anyway, let's rate this and move on. Amanda.
8 out of 10.
7 for me. Right. Over to Mr. Grant now.
Right. Are we talking about the most recent Marvel program?
No, we'll do that later. Give us your
Oh,
solo.
okay.
Give us your solo program, then, mate.
Oh yes, this is the only show I've watched that you haven't guys watched. So I've started watching a new program on Disney Plus from FX. It's Shogun.
Right.
So it's a remake of a 1980s miniseries, Shogun, based on a famous novel, and it's pretty awesome so far. I've not finished it yet. I mean, it's not finished its run yet. It's only going to be a 10 episode season. But it's been 8 on at the minute. But yeah, I really recommend it. It's really cool. It's if you're having I recommend it if you're missing that kind of fix of Game of Thrones, that kind of like political intrigue, but with also lots of violence and sexy courtesans, not brothels. This Japanese courtesans making love to all these lords and all that. Yeah, it's really good so far. I'm really enjoying it.
I do remember the original series again.
Oh, do you? Yeah, I don't though. I don't remember all.
Oh, it's most of my mum used to really like. I'm out of mum now. Mum really liked Richard Chamberlain when he was younger.
Oh,
Yeah,
was he
my
playing?
mum loved him.
Oh, was he playing Blackthorn? Was he the sailor?
I'm trying to remember. He played a character called John Blackthorn, which
Yeah,
was the
that's
main
it.
character.
Yeah, yeah.
I've got the feeling it looks like it was quite different to this new one. I think you're right, because the new one looks more Game of Thrones territory to me. And the original, I think, was more of a love story, John. That's why, if my memory's correct.
Well, no, it's got some quite violent scenes. Like someone gets like boiled to death in the first episode. It's pretty grim. That's but yeah. So it's got like that kind of Game of Thrones, kind of like intense violence. It's just random points, but yeah. I think if you're into that kind of like political intrigue but also it's good. It's just great. It looks beautiful. It should. If you're into like Kurosawa films, like about feudal Japan and all that, I think you'll really enjoy it.
I think it's one I'm going to watch because I do like Kurosawa films. I love Throne of Blood.
Yeah.
Throne of Blood is one of the most best films I've ever seen. Have you ever seen any Kurosawa films, Amanda?
No.
Throne of Blood is the Japanese version of. Was it Japanese or Chinese? I can't remember. It wasn't it? Mine's gone blank. Anyway, Japanese one. Yeah, Japanese version of Macbeth. It was absolutely brilliant. It is.
Yeah, it's really good, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we better tell people obviously a bit about the background of Shogun, because obviously I do know what is about this. Where it starts off, doesn't it, really, Grant, with basically about the John Blackmore, a risk-taking sailor who ends up shipwrecked in Japan, a land whose unfamiliar culture will ultimately redefine him. So tell us how the story got going. Did it get up to a quick pace, or was it quite slow?
It was quite slow. Yeah, it's quite slow at the beginning. I think like when I first tried to watch it, it was a bit late at night, so I stopped and I tried again like the next week. And then, but once you get engrossed in the story, it's really good. Yeah, it was just a bit slow at first because it's introducing all the lords of the realm and just getting to know the John character. But yeah, he's just so sauce. He just thinks they're all godless savages and all that, and they're doing it. But then he obviously grows to express their customs, and you get to know all the characters. Some moral grey areas they all have. But yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, I really recommend it. I think you'll love it. Yeah.
Amanda, is there anything you want to ask Grant about this?
No, I know you showed me a trailer, and I don't know if it's just because they didn't show anything particularly good in it, but it just didn't make me want to watch it.
Yeah, I was the same at first. I was like, I've heard good things. I thought, I tried to watch the first episode, but wasn't too keen. But then I obviously gave it another try, and then, I've got really into it now.
Is it quite long episodes? Because I got the impression.
Yeah, they're like an hour long each. I think luckily because a lot of my TV watching's finished now. Like I finished Kirby Enthusiasm and Apprentice is nearly finished, so I'm getting all these hours back of my life. So I should be able to finish it soon. But it's one of those things you've got to be really invested in it. I think it's an hour long, so yeah. But also, what I'm going to think is it's a lot of subtitles in it, obviously Japanese in it. You've got to concentrate as well. It's not one of those things you can just put on and have drinks and crisps. But you've got to really you've got a nice green tea, I'd say, nice green tea, relax.
Not with Baileys in or vodka in or brandy or anything like
No,
that.
no.
No, it's fair play.
But then it might make you jump when you see someone's head get cut off or something. You go, oh, like that. That's what it's like. Yeah.
Well, I saw I'm going to drag the content down here. I'll tell you both briefly before when I watched a film that Gavin recommended my brother to me called Nuns with Deep. Hang on, to get this right now. Nuns with Big Guns, and he said something else, then, right? Yeah, over the other night. And there was a scene at the end of it where the two nuns, that one of which had just been quite physically assaulted, get guns and they go and shoot the anatomy off this gentleman that had been doing a lot of nasty things. So do you get anything like that coming up where when you see a scene of anatomy on the floor, shall we say, wibbling round?
No, I'm not. Thankfully, there's no nuns were harmed in this production. So.
No, seriously. Now, obviously, you said you obviously talk about the pacing, seriously, Grant, with this.
Yeah.
Is it? You said before the first episode was slow. Is it? Because I've only really seen the first season of Game of Thrones. Does it build up for people that are interested over the episodes to get to quite a crescendo? Does it?
Yeah, because there's obviously like a walk up in between, the fam or the lord. So yeah, so it builds up the action. So yeah, it's all. I would say if you're not really into like the political intrigue at the beginning, there's other bits that pay off when the action's ends. Yeah. So yeah,
I thought so, and obviously I believe it's quite a large cast as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So if that's the people bear in mind, and do you get any really good surprises coming up as the series kicks in with the cast members? Not naming names. Does someone, say, for example, die or start turning on each other?
I don't want to say anything. Sorry. Yeah, I think he's going to wait and see.
Fair enough, mate. So, all right. So I don't think Amanda's got anything else to ask. So we'll let you mark it for us, mate. Give us a mark, Grant.
I'll say it's a 9 out of 10. Yeah, really enjoying it.
Yeah, I thought it would be the sound things with that, definitely. So, fair play, mate. Got to ask you before we move on to the next part. The Apprentice, you jogged my memory, and Gladiators. Have you caught up with Gladiators?
Yeah, I watched the final, and the guy I wanted to win didn't win. So, and the girl I didn't want to win didn't win either. So, I'm a bit upset. So, I don't want to talk about it.
Amanda, is there anything you want to ask Grant about Gladiators?
No, I just wanted to go contender ready.
Ready. Yeah.
Well, are you all going to audition for season 2, Grant?
No, Mini Daleks applied for it, so I'm just waiting for his application.
We'll be watching if he gets on.
Yeah, no, we'll be there. I'll be going inflatable hands, wishing him more.
All I'm going to say is, Wolf won't stand a chance of Mini Daleks on the floor.
Yeah.
No, right. To finish Gladiators, I was quick to touch on Apprentice as well. How have you found season 18 of The Apprentice?
Absolutely amazing. Loving it. Loving every second of it.
Yeah, I've actually really enjoyed it as well. It's been the best I've had for a while as well.
I think the shopping task, the TV shopping task was amazing.
Yeah, that's the current episode. Yeah, it was. Oh, God, yeah. Love that one I did.
I love to read the record amount of complaints they got. The TV company got from those two shouting at everyone.
What got me was with the Irish girl, and I forgot the girl's name from it.
Moira,
I thought she could have won that challenge, whereas she did that task really, really badly.
Yeah, she really did, didn't she?
Yeah, and what was the one we just had? Was it about the
cheese, the vegan cheese? Yeah,
vegan cheese, wasn't it?
Yeah, big softy and scrumptious bread. That was it.
Oh, honestly, Amanda, if you've seen them, I wouldn't know what to do to touch those cheeses. What one of them did was they decided to do a curry vegan cheese. Would you had it, Amanda? Curry vegan cheese?
No.
I didn't like the look of that. Would you had it, Grant?
I'm not the biggest cheese fan, to be honest with you. I like cheese, but I wouldn't want to taste them. I like curries, but I don't think they go together well.
No, I didn't get me that one either as well. So yeah, anyway, let's move on. Right, we're going to skip over a couple of films now, Grant, okay? Because me and this young lady haven't been watching a lot of TV, just a couple of films recently. So, Amanda, we've done 3 films, haven't we? Am I right there?
Yeah.
You pick up the first film then for us.
Priscilla.
Right. Okay.
Oh, yes.
I'll give a quick bit of a read through in this one, okay? Tell what the film's about, okay? And then if you've got any questions you want to ask us, Grant, go for it, mate, okay?
Yeah.
It's a biographical drama film written, directed, and produced by Sofia Coppola, based in the 1985 memoir Elvis and Me by Priscilla Presley.
It's a very popular. Was it kind of like was it as anything like similar to our previous films like Marie Antoinette or Lost in Translation? Was it quite it's kind of like a
it certainly
slow
wasn't
character building? Yeah.
It certainly wasn't like Lost in Translation. I've not seen Marie Antoinette, truth be told. Have you seen Marie Antoinette, Amanda?
No.
Yeah, nothing like Lost in Translation. Lost in Translation was generally quite funny in places.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, there isn't much bundle of laughs in this film anyway. I've got. I'll tell you the names of the actors, okay? Because you had Priscilla Presley was played by Callie Spraney, is it? And the other film I've seen her in was one Amanda might have seen called The Craft Legacy from a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I saw that in the last couple of months.
Yeah, I saw that, and she was really good in this film actually. Starting off with the role of the innocent, and she's about 25 in real life. And then Elvis was played by an actor called Jacob Elordi. And I've never seen this. Have either of you two seen the films Kissing Booth films on Netflix?
No.
Oh, yeah, isn't he in Saltburn?
He played Nora Flynn, apparently in those films, as he was the bad boy, apparently.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I read that this was pretty accurate because the actress that played Priscilla was actually in touch with the real Priscilla all the way through filming it, so she wanted to make sure it was accurate. So it was really surprising because I didn't know a lot about Elvis and Priscilla anyway, but I didn't know that he met her when she was so underage, and I just thought it was really strange. It was strange how the parents just let her go off to these parties when she was so young, knowing she was going to meet Elvis, and then let her sort of move in with him and his family.
Well, so you can see, Grant, it was a bundle of laugh base of this film.
Was Colonel Parker in it?
Yeah, he was. He was actually not in a major role. It was all about those two really. And what struck me about this film was, and you must feel the same, Amanda, was it was like they were talking about the affairs he was having over women and stuff. And she stayed with this girl, and he wouldn't touch. He did sexually touch until after they got married.
And he more or less said along the lines of, this is what's going to happen. If you're with me, you've got to put up with it.
So it was really, I don't know. It was. What do you say? Man?
Sounds quite dark.
It was bleak. To put it bluntly to you.
There was one scene, I don't know if you noticed this and if it was done on purpose, when she's old enough to get married to him and they have a baby, they're taking like a little family photograph and he's sat on the chair and the baby's sat on his lap and she's knelt down by the chair. And I just felt like that was sort of typical of the relationship, like she was expected sort of to kneel down beside him.
Yeah, it didn't really portray Elvis in a great light, honestly, I don't think.
Oh, no.
For saying that, I saw part of the Baz Luhrmann film from a couple of years ago. That was more like the hip shaking Elvis, that sort of thing. But this was almost like behind the camera. Didn't really touch on the music at all. It didn't really.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just went on about their relationship, and it was clearly an uneasy relationship, and I think it's probably true as well. To tell you what I can understand, so it's interesting. I think it's worth people watching it. Certainly, Grant. I think you should watch it as well. It was a fascinating film.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll give it a watch when it comes on streaming.
Yeah. Amanda, is there anything else you want to add about it?
No.
Well, we better mark it then, hadn't we? What we're going to give it a mark, Amanda? Then?
9.
Yeah, it's a 9 because it was just under 2 hours long. I think if it'd done much more than that, it'd have been too much.
Yeah.
I think 114 minutes is about right. Yeah, it's good. It's a great film, actually. So, right, Amanda,
cool.
Shall I pick up the next film we're going to murder?
Yeah.
Damsel.
Oh my God.
I don't even know where to start with this film. I'll read out the blurb, and I'm going to let Grant have a laugh then with us at it. Okay, is that fair enough, Grant?
Yes.
A young woman agrees to marry a handsome prince, only to discover it was a trap. She is thrown in a cave with a fire-breathing dragon and must rely solely on her wits and will to survive.
I like the idea of this because I like dark fairy tales, but it's like you see the dragon at the beginning and like he just kills everyone, which should be scary, but it didn't look convincing. He just looked like something made from like the old episodes in Doctor Who.
It looked like a 1960s card, like a hand puppet base. That's how convincing it was. Oh, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start with this film, to be honest with you. Oh.
And it has Millie Bobby Brown in, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it's Netflix. Yeah. Netflix have got an exclusive deal with her. They must have, because they've done 2 Alona Holmes films of her as well. That's like Sherlock Holmes' twin younger sister. And the first one of that is really good, actually. Didn't like the second one very much. But...
Oh, I've not seen them, no. But
the first one's really good. Henry Cavill's in it.
Oh, yeah, he plays Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, I believed him in it, actually. Oh, yeah. Do you want to see what The Guardian described this film as?
Go on.
This is like Millie Bobby Brown going Rambo. It's just, dear. I really don't.
It did go a bit Die Hard when she was like ripping all the clothes off and stuff, and she didn't have very much on by the end of it.
Oh,
that's what happened. They threw her in. She got through in the cave, Grant. She had all the big dress on and stuff, like wedding dress. Then when she comes out there, all she's got left on is basically a brown pants and not much left. More.
Did she not get a cold or anything like that in the cave or not?
The dragon's fire probably kept the warm, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, it was. Oh, good God, I don't know what got me with this was there's some really good actresses and actors in this film and support, none of which came on much light. Ray Winstone was pretty wooden in it.
Who did he play? A Cockney prince or something? Is he the prince she married?
No, the Cockney father. Her father.
Oh, the Cockney father.
Yeah, stepmother was Angela Bassett.
Oh yeah, love that.
The other queen for the prince was Robin Wright, who I've heard of as well, and the handsome prince was played by Nick Robinson. I don't know him.
Oh, okay. Is that the BBC News presenter, Nick Robinson?
I was just thinking that's the only one I've heard of.
I'm going to say he's punching.
Oh yeah, I could punch him off his weight there, isn't he? Straight away. So, Amanda, what else do you want to say about this film? You must have some other comments, right? Ranting.
I didn't mind it too much for most of it, even though I don't think it was anything new that's not been done before. I just thought it was a bit unrealistic, the fact that like this dragon's killed all these people, but yet she somehow manages to outsmart it and survives at the end. And then giving a spoiler away near the end of the film when dragon flies over the royal family and it's clearly come to like kill them all. And they just all stand there just like staring up at it instead of trying to run away.
Predictable. Is that a good word for it, Grant?
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, it was. Trouble was, I saw all the clip, all the plot. I saw plot hole to plot hole in it. And and it was just, and I got to stage in it. I thought to myself, Millie Bobby Brown did okay in it as a role, but I just didn't think the script tested her at all. That's the problem I've got with the film. And the scary thing was, I believe she had a hand in producing this film as well, so she clearly must have really wanted to be in it.
Maybe she just really wanted to act with Ray Winstone, you don't know, and Nick Robinson from the BBC.
From the BBC, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I actually hoped that the dragon would kill her, don't you? It didn't happen.
No. It's so nice, I
know. Just had a bit of drama to it. Let her sister come along and get her sister. She had a young sister in it. I can't remember the actress's name. And I was hoping his young sister would come along, a 12-year-old, and tackle the dragon instead. But no. So I've got not a lot else I want to add about this. Amanda,
I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10.
Oh, well, wasn't expecting that one. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
What do you reckon I'm giving it, Grant?
I'd say at least 2.
5, right?
Oh, that's good.
It was cobblers, right? So, right. Okay, Grant. What do you reckon the third film we're going to want to talk about is? And we've told you about this off camera as well.
Oh, it is. I hope it's a spooky one.
Who you going to call?
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Oh, right. I'll read out the blurb that came on the internet, this one, okay?
Yeah.
The Spengler family returns to the iconic New York City firehouse where the original Ghostbusters have taken Ghostbusters to the next level. When the discovery of an ancient artifact unleashes an evil force, Ghostbusters, new and old, must unite to protect their home has saved the world from a second ice age. What do you want to ask us, Grant?
Was it as terrible as that blurb?
I think you enjoyed it more than I did, Amanda, didn't you?
Yeah, I know you're not going to agree with me, but I thought it was fun and nostalgic. And I like the fact that they've got the mix of new cast and cameos from the original cast. I thought it worked. And then you've got Slimer, even though there wasn't much point to him, rather than just sort of building up a gag later in the film.
Yeah,
and then the mini marshmallow man that are funny and cute, even though
I
they're
like them.
little evil bleeps.
The good thing was we saw it at the cinema. The cinema, I think, probably helped me enjoy it more than what it was.
Yeah.
Because I saw the original Ghostbusters at the cinema, and my dad hated that film.
Really?
Yeah,
oh, wow.
Because he said Bill Murray's got a potty mouth, Andrew. I do not want you to watch any more of his films. Thankfully, Ghostbusters in 1989, I was old enough to go and watch it. With it. You hated that first and all the bad language that was coming out in it. That's why. But yeah, this was a bit cleaner. So there's one big problem I've got with this film, and I'll be honest with you, 2 years. Oh, there wasn't enough Bill Murray in it.
Was it not? No.
No. He came in one scene. I'm giving spoilers away here. He comes in one scene in the middle of the film, about 5 minutes, and it was really funny. Then he does something like he casually pops up in the last 15 minutes. 20 minutes. Like you just all the other Ghostbusters, the original one, they're getting the kitted up, and then they knock on the door, and next thing it's Bill Murray said, "I'll just come along to help you out," and I thought, "Oh, come on."
Yeah.
I had trouble with Finn Whitehead a lot in this film as well, because the subplot he had against Grime, was it Slimy? He said, Amanda, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was just a gag. And I thought myself, he's a major young actor, and I thought myself, there was a couple of them where people in this film didn't seem to get challenged. Or was it the fact there were just too many wheels, to move around with the story? Do you know what I mean, that Grant? Sometimes less is more, isn't it? And
it seems like there's quite a lot of people in it. Isn't that I'm trying to think of it. Is it the comedian who was in the Eternals film? What's he called? Kamali something. I can't remember his surname now.
Oh, he was in it. Yeah, he was in it.
There was another reason to put me off this film, actually. 2 words. James Acaster as well. That put me off. He is not an actor. I don't know why he's in this Hollywood film. I mean, nothing against him personally, but I was like, what?
He didn't do much in that film. He became after thinking, I don't know what the point behind his character was. The big storyline in it was, and I can ask Amanda for this one, what did you reckon to the budding relationship between Emily Lynn as Melody and McKenny Grace as Phoebe Spengler?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they were sort of having them as friends or trying to hint that there was like something more going on.
Yeah, but like I said, that Melody character was a ghost. And that was a funny one because it could have gone either way, that storyline, if you know what I mean. But they left it a bit open-ended. And I'm going to give you clues about it, okay? But a problem I got with this film is the same as with Afterlife. Afterlife seemed to take a heck of a long time to get going. And this one, when it finally got going, you were left with, 12 to 13 people trying to stop the main baddie.
Yeah.
It was a bit much.
Yeah, sounds it. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say, I love the thought Dan Aykroyd and Ernie Hudson were both great in this film.
Oh, cool. Love that.
Absolutely superb. And Dan Aykroyd, people that love the original Ghostbusters, is in the full film.
Oh,
and
cool.
Ernie Hudson's in it. A fair whack as well, he was. So they were great. And I look, so, well, it's what it is. So, Amanda, what mark are you going to give it?
7.
Oh,
7.
Good.
7.
Yeah.
Amanda, would you like to see a third one in this reboot trilogy series?
Yeah, I'd go see a third one.
I think we're going to get it.
Obviously, Bill Murray's not in the third one.
Apparently, he says he wants to do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, apparently Dan Aykroyd and Ernie Hudson have both said they want to do a film with the 3 of them in Europe.
Oh, that'd be good. Well, like National Lampoon's European Vacation, but with ghosts.
Yeah, so well, it was horrifying. Was Ernie Hudson 78 now? Would you believe?
Oh, really? Gosh,
he looked brilliant in that film. He did. You know which one I mean, Amanda? Ernie Hudson. He didn't look it, did he?
No.
Well, Bill Murray's 74. I don't know what Dan Aykroyd is. Well, Bill Murray's lost some weight. He looked very thin in that film, actually, he did. X-Men 97.
Oh yes.
Okay. I wrote a note down off the net on this, Grant. So I'll go on to this first, and Grant, and then you can talk me through this, okay?
Yeah.
X-Men 97 is an American animated television series created by Bo DiMeo for the streaming service of Disney, based on the Marvel Comics superhero team X-Men. It was a revival of the X-Men the animated series from 92 to 97, continuing from where that series ends. Grant, you got me to watch this. What drew you to watching this then?
Well, it's mainly nostalgia. I absolutely used to love the original back in the day. It was like one of my favorite shows. Basically, it was like the animated Spider-Man and the Batman animated Spider-Man. They were like my favorite comic book adaptations at the time. I just loved them. So yeah, so when I heard it was coming back, I was kind of like, all right, I'll give it a go because the trailers are really impressive. But then when I actually watched it, it was just like watching. It was like Saturday morning. It was like watching Live and Kicking again. Back in the day, it just felt like it was just like the show never gone. It just looks. So it's more polished, and it's got like it's more cinematic in the way it's like widescreen, and they've always spent more money on the animation. But yeah, it looks fantastic. And then they've got most of the original cast back. Some of them, I think, some of them sound dead like them, but they've obviously new actors doing it. But then sometimes it's quite funny because you can tell that like Rogue sounds like she's in her 70s when she's like talking, she's flirting with Gambit, just like she's like a grandma hitting on this young galleon. But you can tell that a little bit. But other than that, I know it's yeah, it's been fantastic. I think it's been really good.
Amanda, is there anything you want to ask us about this?
No, I was a bit put off because I think I'm just a bit animated out at the moment, and I just wanted to watch real people.
Oh,
yeah. Well, there's stuff we could say about that because, like, we're not going to review. Me and Amanda have pretty well watched most of Invincible season 2, and long story short, Amanda didn't really enjoy the second half of it, and I've not been wild on that either. But yeah,
have you not?
Yeah. Well, I've got to ask you, Grant, then about the pacing of this series. Because I said I'm up to episode 5, and I've not enjoyed all the episodes, but some of them the storyline have been better than others, to put it bluntly. But...
have you not? Okay, yeah. I'll come in. They kind of whiz through kind of like epic storylines, don't they? From like from the comics. But yeah, there was one recently, wasn't there, with involving Jean Grey that was kind of like quite an emotional one, and it was kind of like just done and dusted, wasn't it? But yeah. I still enjoyed it. I still thought it was really good.
What got me was I think was it episode 4 was 9 minutes long or something. One of them was 9 minutes long. It was.
Oh yeah, Jubilee in Mojo World, wasn't it? Yeah.
And then that's what you get, man. Like, the first 3 episodes were all half an hour. And episode 4 was 9 minutes. I was looking at it for what the earth. Then episode 5 was what 13 minutes, was it? It wasn't much, wasn't it? Again, one was storming.
Yeah, they kind of Then that's part 1 of part. Yeah, it's 2 parts of that one. Yeah, so so that was it was quite a fun diversion, and then you got quite a sad one with Storm. I'm not going to go what happened to her. Something bad happens to her in the series. So a lot of dramas happened. I mean, a lot goes on in these X-Men lives. It's like EastEnders and Emmerdale and Corrie all in one, or the drama that goes on in one, or the soap opera bit to go on in one episode. But yeah, so it's all kicking off. But I've been really enjoying it. So you've just thought it's been all right then?
I've enjoyed it. I've not hated it. I found it a bit too retro for me, but it's not. I've not hated it. So what I'm probably going to do is, people wondering, is I'm going to watch probably episodes 6 to 10 one straight batch.
Yeah.
Because what they were doing was, I noticed that, and this was what's very clever about it, was they were finishing an episode off with a major cliffhanger, weren't they?
It was, yeah.
If I had to wait for a week for that, I'd been spitting feathers, so I thought, no, I'm just going to watch 6 to 10 in one batch. But have you been watching it weekly then, Grant? Have you really?
I have, yeah. So sometimes I watch it because it's only like half an hour. Sometimes try to watch it before work or just when work finishes on a Wednesday. Yeah, so I'm quite excited for them. Because they're only 20 minutes long, aren't they? And it's I'm getting involved in the storyline to see all the old characters again. It's going to be exciting for the new Deadpool film as well because we get back in the X-Men. Because they've not been any new projects for ages, have we? So yeah,
no,
it's good to have something good.
Have you found it as a good reintroduction to the X-Men then for the modern generation? Do you think?
Yeah, I think it has. Yeah, I think it's Just getting all the kind of family dynamics, the way they all interact with each other, just a general kind of like, the mutant rights and all that issues, and also some of the villains because I've not seen Mr. Sinister involved in anything for a while, and he's never been in the film, so it was good to see him back.
Yeah,
He was never going to turn out nice, is he, with a name like Mr. Sinister, is he?
No. What do you think, Amanda, for a name like that for a character?
Self-explanatory.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it, certainly. So yeah, it's not exactly. It doesn't give you much clues or hints like what you're going to get otherwise. Yeah. So, apart from that, yeah, you're right, Grant. I enjoyed it. So, right, Grant, give us a mark out of 10.
Well, I really like it. I'm going to give it 8.5.
I'll give it an 8. I said I thought it was very well for what it's done. Really well. It's and I can recommend it, even though I felt a bit retro and cheesy for me, but I felt it was done well, so you can't complain.
Yeah, it has been. I think for what it could have been, it was such a loved previous show, and it could have come back and it could have been dreadful. But yeah, I think it feels like it's still the same show. It's different people writing it, and it's loyal to what it was, and it's played on what the strengths of it was. But I think it's cool. It's cool. It's a good modernization of it.
Yeah, no, it works really well. Look, plays my side of it, so it felt legit to it. Well, that's all I've got to say, Grant. So what you got to say now? Unless you've got something else you've watched I don't know about, Grant. We are now off to a world called Buffy Rewatch.
Yeah.
Take it away, Amanda. Where are you up to with it and what's going on in the world of
since
Buffy?
last time I rewatched season 5 and 6, but I'm not going to go into every single episode in Buffy, like 5 and 6, because that'd take forever. So I'm just going to mention a few things and a special guest appearance as well.
Oh.
So in season 5, the storyline that runs through the season that annoyed me was Buffy's brought back to life. She finds out that while she's been dead, Willow and Tara have moved in and they're looking after her younger sister Dawn. Then it turns out that the cost of running the house means that all the money that their mum left them has gone. So she ends up struggling to look after Dawn, be the slayer, and then working the double meat palace. And the thing that annoyed me about it was not once does Tara or Willow, who's living rent-free in a house, offer her pay for her. They just go around saying things like, oh, you'll figure it out. You'll find a way to bring money in. And it's like, how about you give me some money? You're living in my house.
Yeah.
Nobody mentions it.
Here it is, man. That's the 1990s for you. It was an innocent world.
And the best episode of season 5 is the Dracula episode.
Oh,
but
Dracula.
the thing is, he's technically still alive by the end of it because she stakes him at the end. He materializes again, and she stood there waiting for him, stakes him again, and goes, I watch your movies. Don't you think I always thought that you come back? So then he starts to materialize again, and she goes, I'm standing right here. So she never actually kills him, so he's still alive. So that's a bit of a sort of. It should have been addressed really, because he's just running around out there doing Dracula things.
Oh no!
What was the worst episode in season 5, Amanda?
I've not got a worst episode, just an annoying thing. But I suppose in some ways I've got to choose the worst episode, and not for the reason you think. It's the body, which is where that she finds a mum's dead. And I've seen it at least 6 times, and I always end up crying in exactly the same places, even though I know what's going. There's like certain like words that she says and things that happen that trigger it. Like when Giles up and her mum's lying there dead, and she's already been declared dead, and he tries to resuscitate her, and she goes, "I'm not supposed to move the body," and then bursts into tears, and it always gets me.
That's all I can say there, Amanda.
But the interesting guest appearance I want to talk about in season 5 is somebody you both might know. Pedro Pascal starred in an episode.
Oh, you really? You showed me that. Oh,
yeah.
My God. Yeah.
Oh, he must have been quite young then.
Yeah, he's a student, and Buffy meets him when she's fairly new at college. And it looks like he might be a potential love interest, but then he gets turned into a vampire and she has to kill him.
Oh, no.
But I read somewhere that when he took this role, he was actually broke and he had something like a few dollars in his bank account. And the check from this actually helped keep him going until he got his next role.
Oh, amazing.
Wow. Yeah, I do remember you telling me about that, Amanda. Oh, good grief.
Because then I knew him from Game of Thrones, when he plays the Viper. Do you remember that? That was the
Yeah.
first thing I ever saw him in, and that was, about, I don't know, about 10 years ago or something. Yeah, so I forgot he must have had a career before then.
A side note, Grant, what do you think to him being cast as Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four film?
Oh yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I love him. Yeah, so I've loved him in and all the other projects I've seen him in, apart from Wonder Woman 84. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
He was absolutely terrible in that. But then again, I think it was just a really bad film. But no, I think it'd be cool. I think I can convince me that he's a smart guy. Yeah, he's protected Grogu very well, so I hope he'll look after the thing. And I think they're going to have Herbie the robot in it as well from the poster. So I hope they look after him.
Yeah, me too. Let's see how it goes anyway. Back to Amanda. Season
So I've
6.
got season 6. Dun, dun, dun. So the best episode, according to me, is Normal Again. And that's when Buffy's fighting a demon and she ends up killing this demon, but the venom from it makes her think that she's in a psychiatric hospital and the past 6 years have been imagined, which kind of makes sense, in the fact, that she's not really the slave and vampires aren't real. And it does make me wonder, if the whole thing is actually just her in a mental hospital. So even when she comes back to this world, is she really just still in a mental hospital and she's just imagining all this?
Interesting point. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So yeah. Okay, tell us what the major storyline arc was in season 6, Amanda, for people that haven't seen Buffy.
So that was that the glory one? I can't remember now. No, it wasn't the glory one. It was where Willow was the big bad. So they have the trio, which is Andrew, Warren, and Jonathan, and they all team up together, and they're all good at different things. Like one of them can make robots, and that's how the Buffy bot comes into it. And one of them's good at magic, and one's just just a nerd.
The Buffy bot. That sounds great.
That sounds ridiculous.
Spike gets him to make it because he's in love with Buffy, and the real Buffy doesn't want him at that time, so he uses the Buffy bot for certain things.
Buffy bot. Oh dear.
We need to get you a Reacher bot, don't we?
Reacher.
Oh God, yeah.
No, start that.
Keep me company while Andy's at work.
No comments. Move on, okay?
It's not cheating if it's a robot.
No.
Anyway.
And also you need a beekeeper bot to protect the house as well.
Oh dear.
Oh, he was the bee lying around the kitchen trying to get out. Get angry and angry. And he was trying to help it and he didn't understand. So anyway, the worst episode, the bells, and that's where Sander decides that he can't marry Anya when the demon turns up disguised as an old man pretending to be his future self. And the reason I didn't like that is because he shows him a fake vision and it just seems like he persuades him too easily. Like, this is what's going to happen. He doesn't question it and he just sort of goes, oh, well, even though, we prove at the end that it's not him and it's not a vision of the future, but I've just decided I can't marry him. It just didn't feel very realistic. I didn't believe it.
Fair play to you, Amanda, that one. So, are you going to have Buffy season 7 watch for next time?
Yeah, and I'll also have series 1 of Angel because I'm on episode 16 of that at the moment.
Oof.
Oh wow!
I know she's machine.
Such an epic rewatch.
I know.
Never ends.
Never know. Have you ever watched Angel, Grant?
No, I've never watched either of them, to be honest with you. I think I've watched tiny bits of Buffy back in the day, but yeah, I've always planned to watch it properly, but I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes when you spoke about it, it's intrigued me, and then sometimes it's put me off. But then the idea of the Buffy bots really got me going. So
was it like Dalek? Exterminate.
It's just not programmed to say certain things. So she'll say I find you so attractive, Spike. I can't stop thinking about you. They'd love to be Spike and stuff like that.
Oh dear. Yeah, it's got a limited vocabulary then, as Amanda does.
Yeah. And then I think in one episode you discover what happens when it goes, shall I start this program again?
Oh dear. So yeah, well, we better mark it, Amanda, then, hadn't we?
Yeah, I'm going to give it 8 out of 10.
Fair enough for me. So we can't mark it, Grant, can we? Because we've not watched it. So
I thought you want to watch it
Grant
after you
gives
saw
it
the
10
one
out
man
of 10
play.
for the Buffy box.
Oh yeah, definitely 100%.
oh yeah, completely.
100 out of 10.
Oh god, yeah. Okay. Well, that's it today for Guys and Girls for what we've watched is over this past month or so. Right. Is there anything coming up that you two are planning to watch? You can give us hints on.
I've got Imaginary to watch that I'm going to get round to watching eventually.
Yeah. Is there anything you're considering at the moment, Grant?
I'm trying to think actually. I was going to finish Shogun, so I'll talk about that in more depth. But yeah, I'm trying to. I think House of Dragon comes back. Is that in June or May? I can't remember.
June, I believe. But yeah. Well, we're at the end of it, mid-April. Who knows? So I'm toying with the idea of watching A Gentleman in Moscow. The new.
With Ewan McGregor. Yeah. Let me know because I'm tempted to watch that too as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm tempted on it. I said like
I've got my eye on this New Omen film.
You got your eye on it, man. Literally, have you?
Yeah, I actually took my eye out and just put it on it.
Yeah,
I'm walking around with one eye now.
That's the last. Oh no, was it the first Omen? It's called, isn't it?
It's like a prequel, and she's going to be the mother.
Right, guys, live long and prosper. Amanda, what are you gonna say? Just take us away.
Bye, everyone.
Say bye as well, Grant. Let you carry on, mate.
Cheerio.
Ciao, people.
Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide.